Okay, let's go over this review. Just make sure everyone is good to go for the quiz. For these, actually, there's three. 1, 2, and 3 are all vertical angles. That was a poor choice. And the direction says find the value of each variable and the measure of the angle. So for number 1, since these are vertical angles, it doesn't tell you to label it. I'm going to, though, because if I know they're vertical, then that means that the angles are equal to each other. So to solve for x, because in order to actually find the measure of the angle, you're going to have to solve for x first. So 5x equals 3x plus 60. Subtract 3x. 2x equals 60, and then divide by 2. And you should have found x equal 30. And then you had to plug it back in. And because they're vertical angles, that means you only actually need to plug it into one spot because they're both equal to each other. So 5 times 30 is 150 degrees. And this is 150 degrees as well. Any questions? Okay, number 2, these are also vertical angles. They're back to back. So because they are vertical angles, that means that you set them equal to each other to solve for x. 3x minus 40 equals x plus 20. This one's going to be a little bit more work. So subtract x. 2x minus 40 equals 20. Add 40. 2x equals 20 plus 40 is 60. Divide by 2, and I get x equal 30 again. It's not always going to be 30. It's just a coincidence. Then to find the angle measures, again, since they are vertical angles, that means you only need to plug it into one spot, and then you get both angles. I'm just going to plug it in right here, and 30 plus 20 is 50 degrees. So both of these are 50. Any questions there? I'm going to keep powering through. All right, number 3. These, again, are vertical angles. They're back to back. So because they are vertical, you should have set them equal. So 3x plus 2 equals 5x minus 78. Subtract 3x. 2 equals 2x minus 78. Add 78. 80 equals 2x. Divide by 2, and this one you get x equal 40. And again, since they're vertical angles, once you plug it into one spot, you will get the other angle automatically. This one's going to give me big numbers, so I'm going to plug it in right here. 3 times 40 is 120. 120 plus 2 is 122 degrees for both of these. Any questions there? All right, number 4. This is the only odd one out, looks like. Number 4, these two angles are right next to each other. They are adjacent, and they are along a straight line. So these ones are supplementary, or the same thing as a linear pair, because they're on a line. Since they are supplementary, that means that they add up to 180. So you're going to add them together. Let's see, we have 8x minus 46 plus 10x minus 8 equals 180. Then combine like terms. 8x plus 10x is 18x. Negative 46 minus 8 is negative 54 equals 180. Add 54 to both sides. 18x equals 234, I think, yes. And then divide by 18. And then x equals 13? Yes. Now, for this one, you are going to need to plug it into both spots because, well, kind of. If you plug it into one spot, if you subtract from 180 from the other one, then it would work. But I would plug it into both spots and then make sure that they add up to 180. So take the 13, plug it in right here. 8 times 13 minus 46 is 58 degrees. And then 10 times 13 is 130. 130 minus 8 is 122 degrees. And if I take 58 plus 122, I do get 180 degrees. So taking a look at that top portion, any questions? I just realized that there's no complementary angles, but if you saw that little box there, that would be, well, I guess there's complementary down there, but nothing. All right. 5 through 10, in order to do these ones, the very first thing that you need to do is solve for x. And they give you these two angles right here with x, and then you have these markings. These little arcs tell you that these two angles are equal to each other and that this is an angle bisector. So if they have the same arcs, that means that they are equal. So to solve for x, you're going to set them equal to each other. And once you solve for x, then you can find all the angle measures. Subtract 12x, negative 4 equals x minus 9, add 9, and you get x to equal 5, which is great, but that's not really what they're looking for. They want all of these different angle measures, so you are going to be using some angle addition. For the first one, they want the measure of angle AOB. AOB is this angle right here. So I'm going to plug the 5 in. 12 times 5 is 60. 60 minus 4 is 56 degrees. So this is 56. And I'm going to label on my picture as I go. Number 6 wants angle BOC. Well, because these both have the same markings, if this is 56, this is 56. That's why we set them equal to each other. So these two angles should be equal. For number 7, it wants the measure of angle COD. It's always fun when the angles spell a name, a word. This is angle COD right here. It's part of this 90-degree angle. The 90-degree angle is, it has the 56 and this angle COD in it. So to find the measure of angle COD, you're going to do 90 minus that 56, and you get 34 degrees. So this is 34. And now all of the angles are marked, and these other ones we're probably going to be adding some stuff together. So for number 8, they want the measure of angle BOD, B-O-D. That's got the box, so that's 90 degrees. Or if you did 56 plus 34. Number 9 wants the measure of angle AOD. So from here all the way over to here. So you're going to take 56 plus 56 plus 34. Add them all together and you get 146. And then the last one, they want the measure of angle AOC from here to here. 56 plus 56 is 112. So I'm a labeler. I will label my pictures all the time. Especially next unit, you're going to see a ton of labeling, even some fun different colored pens to help me out a little bit. But label, label, label. Any questions there? Okay, number 11 here. There are 3 different ways that you can do number 11. For number 11, I want you to solve for x. And like I said, there's 3 ways to do it. You could have used supplementary angles. You could have added these two together. Set it equal to 180. Or you could have used these as supplementary angles. Or the way I would do it is I would use the vertical angles. And what's cool, maybe I think it's cool, maybe you don't think it's cool, but no matter which way of these that you solve it, you get the same answer. So if you use the supplementary angles, you're going to get the same answer as if you use these supplementary angles, which you're going to get the same answer if you would have used these as vertical angles. So they do give you 3 angles to try to confuse you. But we're talking about angle pairs, so you just need to pick 2 angles and use 2 angles to solve. This one seems a lot easier to solve, so this is the one I'm going to do. Take the easy way out. And then divide by 4. and you get x to equal, let's see, 116. So x is 16. And then if you plugged it back in, you would get that this is 65 and this is 115. Any questions?
Give me a second.